Well, hello again, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching Georgia Beer Reviews back at you with another one. And what I'm looking at today is another beer from the Craft Explorers line from Lidl's. Now, Lidl's is in certain states. It's much like Trader Joe's, Aldi. Um, this particular Lidl store that I went to was in Thomasville, North Carolina. Um, and this is their Coconut Imperial Stout. It is 10% alcohol by volume. I've been very impressed with the Craft Explorers line from Lidl's that I've had so far. If you have a Lidl's in your area, I highly recommend checking them out. They have their own line of beers, wine, and the Craft Explorer series is one of those. It says on the label, brewed and bottled by the Artisan's Craft Brewing Company, Vint Hill, Virginia. And it's got a Best By date. Best before, it looks like June 9th, 2019. But this is a 10% Imperial Coconut Stout. 10% alcohol. This should age very well, but it's still within the freshness state as well. So, I've never had it. I had the regular Imperial Stout, which I will post a review of, but I did review it on Stout Sunday a few weeks ago. So, as you may or may not know, I love stouts, particularly imperial stouts, the higher ABV stouts. So 10%, definitely getting up there. And coconut. I love coconut flavors in heavier beers like porters and stouts. I think that coconut just complements the roastiness and the darker bodied beers that are stouts. I just think that it livens it up. Coconut is just one of my favorite flavors, honestly. And it pairs very well with the dark chocolate notes that you get from porters and stouts. Um, I mean, Almond Joys and Mounds have been capitalizing on people's love of coconut and chocolate for years, so why shouldn't it be in a stout as well? So as you can see, it poured pretty much black. Cannot see through it at all. It's got a nice three-finger, very creamy looking, almost beige head. And I can already smell the coconut. Very coconut forward on the aroma. Mm, very nice. Very natural. No artificial flavors in this one. So this is natural coconut that has been added to the beer. It doesn't smell boozy at all either. At 10%, you might expect to pick up a little bit of alcohol, but with stouts, you really have to go pretty high to pick up the alcohol because there's so much complexity on the aroma, the palate, that you don't necessarily pick up on the alcohol, which is why these imperial stouts can be dangerous as well. So I'm getting coconut, I'm getting some nice chocolate notes, some dark chocolate. Mm. It's very malt forward, it smells very, very delightful. It smells great. I mean, it's like liquid almond joy. Actually, it would be more like Mal's because the chocolate, it's a dark chocolate on the aroma. Some nice roast that I'm picking up as well. Some nice toasty notes from the roasted barley malt. Although I got to be honest, the main thing is coconut. That is the primary aroma, and I really couldn't be happier because of that. That is awesome that the aroma is coconut forward. You can never have too much coconut in your beer, in your stouts, in my opinion. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Cheers, guys. Wow. So I just noticed also, you see there are some floaties in there. There's definitely some sediment. It actually is white. It could be coconut pieces. Honestly, I think that's what it is. The coconut meat itself. I mean, it could be yeast, I guess, from the bottom of the bottle, but I didn't really disturb it. And I didn't notice that with the standard Imperial Stout. So I have a feeling that it's coconut. And it's very coconut forward on the palate as well. Nice and sweet and malty and coconutty. Mm. If you like coconut and dark chocolate, you're absolutely gonna love this beer. It's very coconut forward. There's some nice dark chocolate notes. It's pretty much malty all the way through. However, there is a significant bitterness on the finish, but it doesn't really come into play until the very end. If I had to guess, I would say the IBUs are probably around 35, but I'm not really sure. They're not listed on the label. And 35 in a different style beer would be much more bitter, but for the super malt forward presentation and the addition of coconut um, to this beer, it balances out very nicely on the finish. That's really much. That's really much. I can't talk today. Long day at work. That's really all I can say about this beer. If you like dark chocolate and you like coconut and you like stouts, you're going to love this beer. It is a solid A product. The alcohol is masked very well. I'm not picking up any booziness. It's really not even warming going down the throat. However, as this beer starts to warm, you might get a little bit of that, but there's none right now. I'm not drinking it ice cold, but it is pretty chilled. I had it in the refrigerator. Um, so an excellent beer. Don't let the little chunks in it fool you. Honestly, I think it's coconut because they are white. It could be yeast, but I don't know. Either way, that's irrelevant. The beer itself is amazing. I'm going to go with a 97 out of 100. This is one of the better coconut stouts that I've ever had. I've only had a few. My favorite coconut beer up until this one was the Death by Coconut Porter from Oscar Blues. That's an incredible beer, but this tastes a little bit more natural. The coconut is not that the Oscar Blues Death by Coconut didn't taste natural. It was very coconut forward as well, but this tastes like I just cracked open a coconut and drank, right out of the right out of it. I mean, it's really that good. It tastes amazing, and it was what was it, $2 or $3 for the bottle? I mean, maybe a little bit more. It was under five for sure. Let's just split the difference and say it was $4 for the bottle. This is a 22-ounce bomber. So if you have Lidl's in your area, definitely go check them out. They have a great line of craft beers that are above average and a lot cheaper than some of the name brand stuff that you're going to find at other places. This is, like I said, it's an excellent beer. 97 out of 100 for the Craft Explorers Coconut Imperial Stout. That'll do it for this review, guys. I hope you're all having a great day, and until next time, cheers.